ISI 2 markers. India's rank in Gender Inequality Index. 125. Which of the following are parameters for Gender Inequality Index? Knowledge, living conditions, health. Jawahar Rozgar Yojana has been modified into Jawahar Samriddhi Yojana. Name the scheme which would help a person in a rural area who has done a degree in accounting to secure an opportunity without leaving for the city urban mission. Jawahar Rozgar Yojana and Indira Awas Yojana restructured into which scheme? Sampurna Gramin Rozgar Yojana. NITI AAYOG Question 3 Agenda related question. NITI Aayog 3 agenda is related to which sectors? Social movement in Rajasthan for right to information. Background was given. Movement's organization was asked Mazdoor Kisan Shakti Sangathan. The MKSS movement was fought for which parameters? Non-payment of wages to workers. RTI was passed in which year? 2005. Monetary Policy Framework total 3 questions. Committee head. Reappointment rules. Inflation target ban of inflation. 2-6%. Which board was removed recently? FIPB. Regarding countries of concern, how is FDI regulated through such countries? As per new rules, in how many days FDI proposal should be past 60 days. Why did the government implement new FDI rules? To boost Make in India. A passage explaining concerns of startup implementing maternity bill. First question index regarding the issue mentioned in the passage. Which of the following schemes help in regarding the issues mentioned in passage? Options: Kishore Yojana, Stand Up Startup India, Matritva Yojana. The answer was all of the above. Match the following was given. Left side: recent bills such as finance, employee compensation, maternity to be matched with appropriate one regarding the issue mentioned in passage. Paris-based think tank mentioned in the passage, its estimate for India for 2019 was asked. Passage based on Warangal question. Identify the scheme ready. City names were given. Choose the one which is not identified with Hriday. Aurangabad was the odd one out. A passage based on WTO Central Asia Regional Organization was started by which bank? ADB. Startup scheme passage. Identify the scheme. Which sector will be gained through Startup India scheme? MSME. IIP revision passage. 3 questions total. Why base year is revised? Adoption of international standards of practice. Identify true statement regarding IIP revision. Introduced index for capital goods creation. Name the index. Scheme related to adolescent girls was asked. Identify the scheme based on passage. App designed for adolescent girls. Satya Salah. Passage regarding maternity bill. It was mentioned that India was placed in same bracket as Iceland and some other country. A question was asked highlighting the issue mentioned in the passage and specific rank of India regarding that issue. Index was asked. India's score in index was given to 0.683. Passage on UNCTAD report published by it. Head of MPC. Urjit Patel. Population affected by water crisis. ISI 1 markers. Brundtland Commission's alternative name. World Commission on Environment and Development. ASEAN Summit venue in April 2017. Manila. Controversial. Manila is the venue for 2018 but the question asked for 2017. 2017 venue was not mentioned in the question. SCCC census. What is the percent of rural households in India out of total households? CRY report people without access to clean drinking water. HDI released by which organization? UNDP. GDP depreciation gives what? NDP. Market value of final goods and services produced in a year is called GNP in case of goods and services produced by citizens. GDP in case of goods and services produced within boundaries by everyone. D in FSDC stands for development. Which country has signed information exchange agreement with 40 countries? Which country decided to opt out of Paris Climate Framework? USA. Committee to review FRBM. N.K. Singh. FRBM helps in fiscal prudence. Arvind Panagria Committee to collect comprehensive unemployment data. Total women workforce participation rate. BOP meaning. Balance of payment. 2016-17, 40H quarter growth. 6.1%. Dairy Development Fund allocation 8,000 crore. India will overtake China population in which year 2024? Which PSU was approved for restructuring in May? Two cities of India identified as dense: Mumbai, Kota. Number of SDG goals and targets. 17 goals and 169 targets. Ease of doing business ranking published by World Bank. CEZ full form. Central European Zone. Total population of youth aged between 15-30 who are not under any employment, education or training. What is the forecast by Economic Survey for Growth of India in 2018-19? OECD projection for India for 2018-19. DIP under which ministry? Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Who is the chief of NITI Aayog Committee for Employment Status? Information exchange agreement signed between India and which country? Switzerland. Report given by UNCTAD. World Investment Report. Which of the following is false about NITI Aayog? 3-year action plan is for 2017-19. Maternity leave extension related to which scheme? IGMSY. CAREC established by MGNREGA comes under which ministry? Ministry of Rural Development. Finance and Management. 1 and 2 markers. A in bars stands for anchored. Managerial leadership is also called as Corporate Governance Committee under whom? Capital account convertibility risks and examples. Duality of command according to Fayol causes. The study of eye movement is called as an index to measure systematic risk. Bonds that does not pay any coupon is called as zero coupon bond. Peer-to-peer lending characteristics of exchange transactions are called as over-the-counter. Which of the following is of exchange agreement? Forward contract. MOBO is also known as MGT by results. Rule 72. Number of years required to double your money at a given annual rate of return. A bank has CRAR of 11.5% for capital of 230,000 crores. Calculate the minimum capital required as per Basel II and RBI requirement for Basel II. A person invests in a share of 400 rupees and after 1 month sold for 440 rupees. If he invests in future of the same share with 20% margin money and sells the same after 1 month, what will be the percentage gain for both? Stock bought for 45 rupees, dividend received 5 rupees and sold for 85 rupees. What is the rate of return? Difference between small and payment bank. Path goal theory given by Robert House. Difference between primary and secondary market. Definition of an annuity. Chief of Committee on Corporate Governance. Uday Kotak. Goal setting theory given by Edwin Locke. What kind of leadership helps in bringing change in organization? Transformational leadership. What differentiates a company from another? Core competencies. Company's goals, skills, vision, mission is identified in options for functional organizations, technical competencies. Statement regarding equity theory and asked to identify the theory. Statement based on goal setting theory and asked to identify the theory. Leadership theory in which manager shares decision making with his colleagues. What does a leader do in transformational leadership? A leader who is visible all the time and motivates his team. Which kind of leadership? A leader who has power to correct the mistakes and even provide rewards when they perform well. According to Fayol, double command is a source of blank conflict. How does one transfer price risk? Which among these is generally not done over the counter exchange? Which would drive all the team together towards a common goal? Motivation. Financial inclusion doesn't include which among the following: savings account, subsidies, benefits, etc. Answer is subsidies. Options were given. Choose which properly defines annuity. A numerical based on CRR if present bank has X money and has 20% CRR limit. If the limit is increased, identify the amount of money in the market. WACC numerical. Numerical based on identifying the interest if you receive 90 in total in an year based on 45 principal amount. Rule 72 numerical 250 is converted into 1000 in 16 years. Identify the rate of return. Another numerical where 400 converted to 800. Identify the years. Systemic risk coefficient is identified through which among the following? Beta. Reduction in import quota is considered as which reform? CRAR was given. We need to identify the capital equivalent based on Basel and RBI limit. One numerical based on a construction company cash flow. Initial investment 4,000 crore. Cash flow statement was given for 5 years. You need to identify if project is financially sustainable or not. If it is, then why? What is assumption in internal rate of return? It is reinvested. Managerial leadership is also known as transactional, strategic, and 2 other options. After identifying the critical incidents in bars, what's the next process? What is known as ability in a person, which can be developed or not developed, skill, aptitude, expertise with the options. How does government reduce its debt? Options were selling government bonds, printing currency, and 3 other options. Kind of leadership where a leader allows subordinate to take decisions in defined limits. Leadership where leader shares decision making with his colleagues. Bargaining technique where employees bargain for bonus in relation to productivity. What does paralanguage mean? Communication through eye movements, oculesics. A passage was given regarding assessment center. Question was asked if assessment center was a center or a process or a result. What makes an employee feel connected to his company even during downturn? Emotional connect. A process of steps where job is defined and necessary qualifications are prescribed. Job analysis. Similar question on job analysis where a job needs to be identified. A discount rate problem where discount rate is given and an amount is given. Need to identify the years. A process in which a cooperative is converted into a stock company. Demutualization. Decision-making process is a cognitive psychoanalytic process. Group dynamics definition was given. We need to identify it based on the statement. A process where employee identifies himself and is determined and motivated to work. Self-determination theory. A question based on non-verbal language. Will it create positive first impression or negative first impression? We need to identify false statement among 5 options. B question identify the wrong statements. Which among this is not a solvency ratio? Options were debt to equity ratio, liquid ratio, quick acid test ratio, both liquid and quick acid, interest rate returns. English. Essay. What are your suggestions for solving NPA problem in India? Is India prepared to be digitized? Discuss in the backdrop of Wanakari cyber attack. When other countries are going away from nuclear energy, India and China are moving towards it. Should India look for nuclear energy as one option for generating electricity? Should there be a uniform admission policy for higher secondary 11th schools all over India? Keep in mind that parents and students will not be allowed to choose these schools according to their preferences. How efficient has been the merger of SBI and its 5 associates? Will it create positive first impression